Hello everybody, Awesome50 here, and today I'm going to talk about the series on Disney Plus called Kenobi, which is about Obi-Wan Kenobi, of course, after, the events of Revenge of the Sith, etc, etc. I am fully aware that I'm kind of late to the party in talking about this, simply because the series has been out for, at least over a year. And obviously a lot of other people have shared their opinions on the series, so today I'm just going to share mine. Now, I've only just watched it simply because I just didn't have a Disney Plus account because I felt as though Disney Plus didn't actually have what I really wanted on there. But because I'm running out of things to watch, because all I do is kind of stay and watch TV and play video games, aside from go to work, is, everything what I've just said, actually. That's what I do. So because I'm running out of stuff to watch on Netflix and stuff like that, nothing's actually kind of striking my eye. I thought I'd just give Disney Plus a go. And the truth is, I probably will not keep Disney Plus because I feel as though there's not that much on it, really. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about Kenobi. Now, I feel as though it was a really good series. I can't see where they'd actually do a sequel to the series because they covered quite a lot of grounding. But what really, see, I'm really war torn. I'm not really too sure whether I liked it or didn't like it because I feel as though it was, I wouldn't say, it was like mid-budget, wasn't it, really? That's how it feels. Even if it was actually high budget, it feels mid-budget. It doesn't feel like there were that many characters in it. And it was engaging, of course. I mean, they were originally going to do a Kenobi movie, but because of the failure with the Han Solo movie, they decided to make Kenobi a series, which I believe that was the best approach they could actually do because they did make a good series and it was good to watch. But what I can't seem to get my head around is the fact that Ewan McGregor's character, Obi-Wan Kenobi, is so fucking weak. I do get it. I get, that the Jedi have been driven underground, and because other Jedi, which, like the Visitors and etc., they probably could use the Force to, like, sense Jedi kind of thing. I understand that. So probably the Jedi that went into hiding had to retrain themselves how not to use the Force. So they had to rely on doing things without the Force and pretend they were never Jedi, and that's it. But I still can't get over because Obi-Wan Kenobi was like a really fucking super powerful like Jedi Master, especially with the lightsaber form Soritsu, I believe, which was mainly like defensive lightsaber training. Now, I but know it's been 10 years since what happened in Revenge of the Sith in the series, but he's just too weak. I would understand if he was that weak when he was in A New Hope, when he was borderline an old man. That makes sense. But 10 years later, and you practically know nothing. It just doesn't compute with me because you don't forget that shit. Don't get me wrong. Later on in the series, obviously in the last episode when he's facing Darth Vader, yes, he was powerful as hell, but it just kind of boggled my mind how at the start he couldn't really use the Force at all. It just seemed too weak. It wasn't the Obi-Wan Kenobi we're used to seeing. But then again, this is where I'm going to do a full 360 now and say this is why I liked it, because it gave Obi-Wan Kenobi like a new twist kind of thing, where he's by himself. He has to learn to live with himself, for the actions that happened on Revenge of the Sith because he didn't kill Vader, etc. Uh, I mean, how did he not know Vader, wasn't alive? He should have known that. It's just some bullshit. But I know I'm running around in circles and I'm not really answering any questions. So I'm not really saying much that actually holds any weight. But it were predictable with the series. Well, it was extremely predictable. I would have liked it if we could see more Jedi as well. That would have been pretty cool. I know it was based on Obi-Wan Kenobi, but if we had more Jedi, that would have been good. One thing I'm going to say is I really enjoyed the lightsaber duel between Reva and Darth Vader. That was so fucking intense. Because they did really well with Darth Vader. He was just dodging the lightsabers. He was using the Force, and it were really cool. And then he actually showed when he did actually ignite a lightsaber, he was just obviously fumbling around because obviously the suit's restricting him, and he can't really do much. We're good. And on the last episode, I believe it was the last episode where Kenobi slashed Vader's helmet. And I like how they merged Aiden Christensen's voice and James Earl Jones' voices into one. That was a really good take, and it was kind of emotional at the same time. Obviously, there's going to be some people out there thinking, well, why didn't he just kill Darth Vader then when he had his chance? Even if he did kill Darth Vader, they just would have risen up a new Sith just as bad. So even if Vader was alive then and not later, it wouldn't have mattered because the rule too would have still, been active, and somebody else would have just taken the place anyways, the new Sith. So it was a lose-lose situation. You either kill him or don't kill him. The exact same thing would happen anyway. But at least with Vader still being alive, we had Luke, which actually did kill. Well, he didn't kill. You know what I mean? He defeated Vader, and then obviously Vader picked up Palpatine, chucked him down the thing, but got electrocuted in the process. And then his breathing apparatus fucked up, and then he was fucked, and then he died, and then it was emotional. Everyone sympathised with Vader a tiny bit, but he wasn't really worth saving. Anyway, maybe I digress again. So yeah, I did enjoy the series just because it was something to watch. I wouldn't exactly say it was a masterpiece. Ewan McGregor's performance was extremely good. He actually did play the distraught Jedi kind of well. It's just I can't get over it. It's like even his lightsaber training. He was a master of Sorotsu, defending. And that lightsaber, I can't remember if it's 4 and 3 or 4 or something like that. Basically, it was designed. His lightsaber style was designed to not really. How to explain it? It can block blasters quite easily. And what it was is if someone used like an aggressive lightsaber form, which I think was like 4 and 5 or something, his job were to keep defending until he found a weak point or tired them out, you know. But it seemed as though he reverted when he was fighting Vader. He reverted back to, I believe it was 4 and 1, lightsaber 4 and 1. He reverted to that style. The same style he actually used in the Phantom Menace, actually, because he didn't develop his defensive style till Attack of the Clones. So yeah, he reverted back to 4 and 1, I believe, because 4 and 1 was probably the most unpredictable lightsaber form because it was the most it was the lightsaber form you were taught first, and then you went into the other forms. So it was more unpredictable because it was so basic, which was basically based off regular sword fighting. So I believe he used that form simply because Vader would have known his defensive lightsaber style. So I'm pretty sure Vader wasn't prepared for Kenobi this time. Okay. So yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't a masterpiece. There weren't that many characters in it. We didn't see much of Luke. And another thing is, Luke doesn't seem to remember anything that happened in the Kenobi series. You know, when it comes to A New Hope, Luke is still oblivious to everything, even though he did have an Inquisitor chasing him, trying to kill him. I believe. I don't. Another thing is Reaver. She didn't really make much of a point. It's like I don't get it. The first episode, it showed a Jedi escaping, and they let him escape for some fucking unknown reason. And she could have actually taken Obi-Wan Kenobi's help and like been a good guy, like Starkiller was in the game. She could have gone down that route, but she didn't. So basically, her character was absolutely pointless. She didn't need to be in this series, sorry, at all. Because she played it, she did her thing, she got to Vader, got killed. Fucking hell, the series would have still would have gone on without her. She wasn't relevant in the series. So you put a character in there that's so irrelevant, it just doesn't really make sense why you put her in anyway. It didn't make sense. But at least if she joined up with Kenobi or did something which could affect the later films, it would be good. But again, she had no purpose in this series whatsoever. Yeah. I'm not really too sure what else I can actually cover because there wasn't much in the series to cover. It would have been nice if we saw, like I said, more Jedi, more Siths. Maybe we could see Darth Maul or something like that. That would have been cool. Maybe we could have seen Mace Windu, brought him in. That would have been pretty cool. But I've heard rumors that there might be a Mace Windu series at some point, but who knows when, and even if it will actually even happen, because they believe he still did survive. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is the series, I know I keep repeating myself, the series was okay. There's no replay value, rewatch value. Zero, that is pointless. Once you watched it. Because nothing really happens. And another thing, that fake Jedi, is it called Hajj? Something like that. Where it gives them coordinates to go somewhere. They go there, there's nobody there. What the fuck's that all about? Doesn't make sense. Yeah. But again, it's an easy watch. It's something you can watch and not really get engaged in. It's fucking hell. It's something you can watch if you don't even like Star Wars. Because there wasn't that much lore in it. You know, with sometimes with Star Wars films, you get like quite a bit of lore, which you might want to look up later on YouTube, you know, to see why things are. In the Kenobi series, you don't even get that. It's absolutely pointless. But one thing it did do good was because if Princess Leia remembered Kenobi from then it kind of makes sense why she'd ask for him later on. You know, like, so we covered that up. That there wasn't really any plot holes. You know, not that I can think of. But again, it just wasn't a masterpiece. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be better. You know. But again, it's like I keep saying, Obi-Wan Kenobi was useless. He couldn't even make a simple decision straight away. This is General Kenobi, for fuck's sake. Like one of the fucking generals of the Clone fucking Wars, lightsaber duelist, Force, kill General Grievous. So weak. Like I know it's only been 10 years since Revenge of the Sith. How can you not be able to make a fucking decision? If it, you should have made it 20 years later. They should have done. If they made it 20 years later, I would sit back and go, makes sense. Yeah, it's been 20 years. He's been out of action for that long. But 10 years is a long time, but not to lose all your skills. And even if you did lose your lightsaber skills or your force wielding skills, you could still make executive decisions when it comes to war because you was a fucking general and a Jedi Master. I could understand a regular Jedi Knight losing his powers and being that weak and being that stupid, but I can't forgive a Jedi Master for being that stupid and weak. But I think Ewan McGregor did a good job. He played a very good emotional Obi-Wan Kenobi, so we can all be grateful for that. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else I can really cover. Like I said, I've only just got Disney Plus, so now I'm currently watching The Mandalorian. I'm enjoying it. I might do a talk about it at some point. Then once I've watched that, God, I'm kind of busy. I do actually need to watch the new Ahsoka Code. I need to watch that. That does seem pretty promising. And I really do hope one day they bring out a Mace Windu series. That would be fantastic. But then again, Samuel L. Jackson, he's getting on a bit now. Can't see him actually doing it. And even if he does do it, the budget will be tight because they'll be paying him an absolute fortune. But it still will be good to see our favourite Bapad Purple wielding lightsaber badass motherfucker in action again. That would be really cool. Awesome 50 out, people.